Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video. And this one, I wanted to talk about a theory that I'm developing that I'm trying to apply to my business, my clients' businesses, my students' businesses, my friends, my network, whatever, to help them really uncover what the next step is in growing their business or getting their business to the point where it needs to be, even if it means shrinking the business, right? So this helps you identify a business's problem, and it's probably a little broad, and it may not give you an exact solution. It's definitely more leaned towards the internet marketing side of things, maybe an internet-based business. Maybe physical businesses won't get as much value from this video because it's not really as applicable, but you can still take the principles and concepts and apply them to physical businesses if you wanted to. So let's talk about it. There's three sort of areas in every business. So you've got traffic, you've got leads, and you've got conversions. So traffic is effectively eyes on the business, right? So that's the amount of people who are aware of the business. And of course, awareness is on a spectrum to the point where they simply have heard the name before and they don't remember anything else about it, to the point where they're, decent fans, but they're not on any list yet. And so the next step from being a fan and onto a list where the traffic is controlled, maybe an email list, chatbot list, a Facebook pixel, they're subscribed to your channel, they follow you on a social media platform, they're in a Facebook group, something like that. Or maybe if they've come to your physical location, they're on your CRM somehow, right? They are now a lead. Or maybe you have their email somehow, you have a contact information, they're a lead. So even for leads, there's a spectrum as well. So on one end of the spectrum, you have traffic that you simply have cold outreach capability to them. So just because you have a list of cold emails that you can reach out to, say for social media marketing, it doesn't inherently mean that they're a good lead, right? So there's a spectrum of leads as well. On the far end of the spectrum, you have low quality leads that don't really know who you are and didn't really come from traffic and naturally gravitate towards the position of lead as they should, but more so you maybe use the software and scraped leads and scraped emails that way, and they're a lead. And the next, leads have a spectrum, and on the end of the spectrum you have a warm, ready to buy buyer, and that's when they move into the conversion sort of realm. And then any conversions, again, you have a spectrum. So you have different types of conversions. You have one-off services where you do it for them, and this can be like, for example, I used to be a wedding photographer. Wedding photography is a purely I do it for you service. There's very little of them involved. All I need to know is the schedule. All I need to know is, what types of photos they want, a photo list, and then I have my entire day ready, and I do all the work, all the way until they get their wedding photos in the mail. And for maybe social media marketing, it's more of a done-for-you service. So you have done-for-you, and at the other end of the spectrum, you have you do it yourself products. So maybe that can be an online course, or maybe if, let's say, you are in the pool sort of cleaning industry, you can have a service where you charge $500 and you come clean, or however much you charge, and you come clean the pool, and that's on one end of the spectrum, and on the other end you have a they do it themselves service where you send them maybe a package for $75 of all the tools and all the equipment that they need to do it themselves, right? And so that is the theory behind every business and how this helps you define the problem within your business. So for me, I run two businesses. I run my personal brand, and then I run a social media marketing agency. So I actually take on clients and build sales funnels and run ads for their companies. These are SaaS companies, e-commerce companies, and information product companies primarily. I'm also dabbling in real estate agents and helping them get results. Effectively, I can work with just about any business, but I try to specialize so that I can scale. And with that being said, this helps me know exactly what the business needs. This also helps me know what I need with my businesses. So maybe for my personal brand, right now the only thing that I'm really making money with from my personal brand is maybe like 2 to 3 month lock-in coaching packages where I sell a certain amount of phone calls for a set price, and that's really the only conversion that I have. The traffic comes primarily from YouTube. I run some ads that build awareness on my YouTube channel, and then I get them as a lead when they join something like maybe they check out the coaching page. They're now on my Facebook pixel, and I can hit them with ads and you know, I now control that traffic. Maybe they're also a subscriber, which means they get my YouTube videos more actively pushed towards them. Maybe they follow me on Instagram, see my Instagram stories, whatever. They are closer to conversion than simple traffic is. And so that's sort of the gradient there. And then from that traffic source, Instagram, you know, whatever it may be, from that lead source, I can then promote offers and offer things that I feel are relevant to these people. So a great way to know what you should sell is by asking your leads, right? For example, this is another way where you can help discover what's wrong within your business. You go to your leads and you say, what do you want? They tell you what they want, you pull them properly, and you provide a service to meet the leads and their needs. And the leads wouldn't be leads if you didn't have a source of traffic, and the traffic is what got them interested in you. Now that they're interested in you, they trust you enough and respect you enough to answer your question of what can I sell you and what can I offer to you. So that is the theory that allows me to grow my business. And so let me share with you a bit more about how this is applicable maybe to you, especially maybe as a social media marketing agency owner, because that tends to be most of my audience. Either people who run a personal brand, they're like consultants, they're coaches, or they're social media marketing agency owners. It tends to be, you know, 90% of my audience is those categories. So let's say you're trying to sell a $1,500 a month retainer for, let's say, high-end gyms, and you are doing Facebook ads and lead generation for these gyms. And if you, you know, maybe you only have like one client right now, and you would like to have 6. So you know sorry about that. The SD card was full, and I had to clear some stuff off of it, so the video ended. But anyway, let's say you're selling a $1,500 a month package, right, to gyms, right? And you only have 1, but you'd like to have 6 or more, 6 to 10. So there's clearly not a problem on the conversions end, because as long as your clients are happy and you've had them for at least like 6 months or so, and they're giving you good feedback, then the conversion end is good. And the way you measure the conversion end is simply the satisfaction of each and every customer, right? So that's how you measure the conversion end. With the lead end, you know, what's the ratio of traffic to leads? So how interested are people actually in your message? And what you're doing. So with an agency, you're going to be doing a lot of cold outreach, and maybe you're building some funnels to bring people in like I do. I run ads to bring people into my agency. And with that being said, you know, that's where a lot of my traffic comes from, and those turn into leads. So with traffic, it's simply a matter of figuring out what the ratio of traffic to leads to conversions is. So let's say for every 100 pair of eyes, that turns into 5 leads, which turns into 1 conversion, which is not a true statistic, but if it was, then it would simply be a matter of getting more traffic, right? In which case I can run more ads. I can partner with other people in the space of my preferred business type and maybe write an article on their blog or whatever it is and get in front of them or whatever, right? I can run ads, I can put out content, I can hope that the algorithm favors me on whatever social media platform that it is that I'm posting on, and that can grow me there. Or I can hire somebody, as like I've done, hired a sales guy to go, and I provide a list of leads from different softwares that I use, and he goes and he scrapes through those leads and tries to establish relationships with those business owners so that I can then come in and provide services through my agency. So I'm kind of rambling here a little bit, but it's hard to give an exact applicable example of how this applies to each and every business, but I hope you see that it can. Because with e-commerce even, you have conversions. Let's say you're selling a $30 pair of glasses or something. Let's say for every 1,000 visits that your store gets, you sell 5 pairs of glasses. And you get 50 people onto your email list, and they're all pixeled as well. So everybody that comes onto your site is now on your Facebook pixel, which means that Facebook is tracking the users, and you can hit them with ads later because it builds that list of users. Then you have a list of leads, and you can promote more ads to those leads and those people, and you can create more conversions. And so if for every 1,000 people that visit your site, you get 5 conversions, it's simply a matter of increasing the amount of people. Now, if, let's say, for every 1,000 you only got 1 purchase, then that ratio is a little off potentially, and let's try and figure out if our offer is actually good. Let's try and make sure that our glasses are actually good glasses and they don't have a bad reputation. Let's make sure that our brand and our messaging and how we're trying to sell these glasses from a psychological and emotional vantage point is actually on par with, you know, what the traffic, what the cold leads, all these eyes up here are wanting from us. Because maybe they don't like the frames that we're using. Maybe they don't like the messaging that we have. Maybe they do or don't like that we give 5% of all, revenue to saving the elephants or something, right? Like, there's different things that you can look into there. So, with an information product business, if you're selling a course, let's say your traffic comes primarily from a blog that you run. Let's say the blog gets 30,000 visitors a month. That turns into about 500 people on your email list or something, which is a pretty low ratio. So let's try and fix that. Okay, what can we do to get more people onto our list so we can control that traffic? Sorry, the dogs are barking. So we can control that traffic, right? Because that's ultimately what a lead is controlled traffic, so that we can then turn them into conversions. So let's say we're selling a $2,000 program on, I don't know what, like cooking, which is a very expensive program on cooking, but you get 30,000 visitors to your blog. You sell maybe 2 of those a month, so you make about $4,000. So for every 30,000 visitors, you make about $4,000 on average. That's not very good ratio. Maybe your conversion is too big. Maybe you need to come out with a more like $50, $100, $150 program. Okay, so then we start to have more revenue coming in because more of the traffic it can relate to that price point, right? So this helps you establish an entire business plan, especially for online businesses. Those that work with websites or content of some kind. So this is just a great starting point for really any business to figure out what's wrong. And so if you're trying to grow your business, if you're trying to grow your marketing agency, your personal brand, your consulting, whatever it is, identify which of these 3 is the problem. Is it traffic, is it leads, or is it conversions, right? And a great way to figure out each, so I'll give you how to figure out each. With conversions, ask your existing customers if you have any. If not, ask the market of people who have bought products or services similar to yours, right? With leads, what's the ratio of traffic that turns into leads? And then how willing are the leads to turn into conversions? How ready are they? How warm are they? How are they on that spectrum? Are they far away from being a conversion, or are they close to being a conversion? What's the relationship there? Ask them, right? And then with traffic, where are you getting your traffic? Is your traffic that of which eventually turns into conversions, or do you tend to have a large following of people that never is able to buy anything from you, that you never sell anything to, and that isn't ready to buy anything, right? Another way to measure traffic quality is to have 2 channels of traffic that you split test, right? Meaning maybe 2 different Facebook ads or 2 different styles of branding that you use online. There's a bunch of different ways to test traffic, and I hope that gives you a good idea of how you can sort of gauge any business and figure out what's actually wrong and what's going on and what you need to fix. So for me, and I'll end the video with what I'm going to do differently with my business now that I've developed this theory. So for my business, I've got a great leads and conversion system. I've got great products, I get great results for everybody involved, and I'd really frankly like to sell a whole lot more. I've got a great lead system. A lot of my leads are very ready to buy. I've got my email and my chatbot list, my pixel, they're all healthy, they're warm, they're tight. The problem is I don't have that much traffic. My goal is to expand my traffic by a lot this year. And so the only way that I can do that trackably is through paid marketing, through Facebook ads, YouTube ads, and other platforms as such, as well as joint ventures and hopping on other people's channels and being, sharing audience with other people in the space, right? And so those are some of the ways that I plan on doing that. So sorry, the dog's been barking for like the past 5 minutes, but I'm not going to restart this video at this point, so sorry. But yeah, so that sort of shows you what I'm trying to do. My leads and conversions are good. I charge very highly for coaching. I help a lot of people. I get lots of great results for them. I'm coming out with a more scaled course program soon, maybe for my agency as well. I have a handful of clients. I'd really like to have a lot more. I think my problem, honestly, is the leads thing, because once they are a lead, then I can turn them into a sale pretty easily if they're interested. The problem is I don't really have a great way of turning somebody from cold into lead, and that can come in a million different ways, and there's a ton of different examples for that. Maybe the ads that I'm running, when they give me their email to watch the video that I've set up on the ad to help them see that I'm a qualified person to work with their business, that email might not have actually watched the whole video. Just because they have their email on the list doesn't mean that they're actually a qualified person for me to work with. So there's better ways where I can be sourcing my leads. But once I have them as a lead, I can tend to turn them into a conversion pretty well. So it's that traffic to lead sort of bridge that I need to work on. So hope this video makes sense, and I hope I brought you some value in this one and maybe taught you something of value that you can take home and apply to whatever it is that you're doing. This is some pretty big stuff, and this is really helping me understand what the actual next steps are for me as an entrepreneur, because I'm just recently starting to make a lot more money than I've made before. I'm not very open about my numbers yet, but I probably will be soon. But let's just say, I'm making probably at least 5-6 times more than I was making even 3 months ago. And even 3 months ago, 3 months before 3 months ago, I wasn't even making a quarter of what I was making then. So things are growing pretty exponentially, right? And I'm hoping to really stay on top of it and make sure that I actually scale properly. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And if you did, leave a like down below. If I brought you any value in this video, shared anything new with you that you can take and apply and hopefully help you out, then do that. Subscribe if you would like to see more content like this, and comment if you have anything that you'd like to add to the conversation. This is some sort of more high-level stuff. I don't know how many people are going to watch this video. I don't know how relevant it is to my audience, but hopefully the grabby, clickbaity title got you to watch it, because that's really what YouTube's about. So thanks again. Hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one.